Welcome to the Wastes. This is Grimm Grinner on all channels. Well, it took a bit of work, but we have made it to the bakery, Wastelanders. Sadly, burned through about half the ammo we picked up back at the garage, getting through the creeps that caught up with us on the road. Just goes to show that danger can lurk anywhere out here. But if you have a good driver, and have learned to aim while said driver is pulling donuts in a field, shouldn't be too hard to avoid getting dusted. And lucky too. The creeps that had a fair amount of currency on them, I'm guessing for expenses like bribing raiders and mercs, so we got to enter the bakery fairly flush to be able to get more supplies and buy that information we need. So, the bakery, as this lovely outpost is called, is almost exactly what it sounds like. Looks like it was built in the remains of an old world bakery and the neighboring restaurants and stores, and has become something of an anomaly out here in the wastes. You see, the wastelander running the place goes by the name of Lex, and she has built this place up as one of the few sources of fresh food. And when I say fresh, I mean that none of it seems to be corrupted by any of the residual radiation, other than maybe being more delicious and slightly bigger than old fruits and vegetables. And it seems to keep you going a bit longer with less in you. Not only that, but Lex herself is a fantastic baker and makes sure that anyone passing through is well fed and has enough to take with them to make it to the next outpost. Unfortunately, even with the funds we came in with, there's still no getting the information on where she seems to get these supplies from to keep this place going. But after a bit of talking with some fellow travelers, the current rumor is that Lex originally was posted up at Garden and was sent out to find an outpost to help wastelanders so that Brighton wouldn't get swamped with too many mouths to feed or worse. And I've got to say, even for out in the waste, that is a pretty noble endeavor. Makes me wonder if there are any other outposts like this, or if Garden Town might not be the only source of fresh vegetation out there. That is, of course, only if the rumors are true, which really sounds like they might be. As for our route to Black, we're still making good time to be there before the weather gets really bad. I caught a snippet of a weather broadcast out of an old satellite station just before we got here, and from the sounds of things, a big radiation storm might be brewing down the road. So we will definitely want to be on our way soon, or at least find somewhere to outfit the RV to resist some of that. It would definitely be better if we could get into a decent shelter in time. And through talking, I still have no idea what this test that Mama Coog makes people go through at Black. I'm hoping it's just the usual questions, you know.
How many people have you killed?
Why have you killed them?
Are you cannibal?
Do you have any affiliation with corporations? Considering how far a trek it is, that might be all I can handle depending on the condition we're in when we pull up to the gates. If it's a combat test, I really don't know what I'd do. I mean, I can handle myself against a few ferals and maybe some mercs. But if this goes all through, then we might be seeking out another settlement to look for. In other news, there has been word a bit farther northwest of here, out of the Ausund settlement. Sounds like a handful of corporate mercs really got their asses handed to them. And I mean brutally. Like, I've heard descriptions of camps that were torn up by ferals that sound less horrible than what's been happening to these guys. That tells me it was sent as a message. As of yet, I don't know what the message is, or who this person or people might be that are trying to send it. But, if I were a creep or a merc right now, I'd be keeping an eye over my shoulder for sure. Definitely sounds like someone out for revenge. Maybe it's true. Anyways, based on how this broadcast started, I do have another Grimm's Waste survival tip for you all. I also need to come up with an easier title for this segment. Ammo. We all need it, we all use it, and there never seems to be enough of it.
Well, Wastelanders, I can't help much with that last part.
Or can I? It really has started seeming like ammunition is a rapidly depleting resource out in the wastes. Most of the old world stores have been scavenged clean, and finding a couple shells or rounds on a raider is becoming even harder to do than it was a few years ago. But you know who doesn't seem to have that problem?
Creeps.
I mean, ferals don't have it either, but that doesn't count for the point I'm making today. Creeps never seem to be at a loss for bullets or energy canisters out there, and that even goes for the ones that are farther out from the GAT and the multitudes of weapon depots they have in there. That means that there must be depots out in the wastes. They obviously must be well hidden, otherwise we would have all found out about them, we would have all checked them out, and we wouldn't have to worry about them having seemingly unlimited ammo. So my advice is the next time you encounter a creep, give them a slip and see if you can follow them. Even if they don't lead you to a depot, there might be a supply cache or something else that you can get into. All else fails, you take out the creeps and you just take the ammo off the remains. Everyone's happy that way.
So I guess that's less of a tip and more of a call to arms to try and get some more ammo in the hands of those that really need it. Oh well.
As for CJ and I, we're taking a couple days here at the bakery, since it seems to be pretty well fortified for an outpost, and then we'll be heading out again. We met a wastelander who was telling us a really interesting story about someone simply known as the Wanderer, who's been leaving little supply stashes out in different areas of the wasteland, everywhere from California all the way through to up here. And sounds like there are rumors that there's one hidden nearby. We were able to buy the map off of someone that kinda indicates it's a couple clicks out from here, so we're gonna go check that out and see what we can find. Hopefully we can get something real good out there before we make tracks to the next destination. In the meantime, we are going to rest and enjoy some radiation-free banana bread, which I highly recommend. It was probably my favorite treat of the old world, so being able to have it again and not be worried about getting radiation poisoning is an amazing feeling. As usual, this has been Grimm Grinner on all channels. See you in the wastes.
Bring that to us and find your home in our walls.